Okay, so in this section, we will be importing texture files, connecting them to a main shader, and assigning this shader to our model. So we will go ahead and start building our shading network. But prior doing this, we will simply drop a sky dome light in the scene. So we'll create a Gaffer 3 node, add a sky dome light, and we will just keep the settings as they are. We won't change any of the parameters because it's a light that we won't be using to build our 3-point light rig anyway. So we're just gonna leave it there. So what we're gonna bring as a node to create our shading network will be a network material create node. So we will start typing it, pressing tab, network material create, and we will merge this node into the scene. Then if we look at the interface, we're going to see that we already have a network material created. If we click on the plus icon, we can see that we can add a namespace or a network material. We can also add it directly from this interface by right-clicking in the tab and add a namespace. And we can middle mouse drag underneath the network material, or we can simply delete it and add a network material, and it will be located right below it. So we will rename this as Dragon, and this one can be Dragon Mat. If you had multiple materials for your dragon, let's say you had arms and legs and specific shader for the mouth, then you could create multiple network material right below this namespace. But for now, we're just going to keep it as Dragon Mat, as we have multiple UDIMs that will be assigned all to the same model. And if we look at this here, we can see that we have a new location that's been created for our dragon material. Then we'll dive inside the network material create. As it's a group, you can control enter, or you can simply click on this arrow and it will bring you inside the network material create node. Here we will bring 4 different texture files. And if we go back at our scene, which was the artist training one, we can look at the texture folder and we can see that we have albedo for the base color, we have normal, we have specular weight, and we have subsurface weight. And you can see all the different UDIMs that are available. You can also see that we have an EXR file and we have a TEX file. And this is what Katana is going to read, and Arnold in this case. So we need all our EXR to be transferred to TEX files before we can render them. So this is a step that's important to do. I will create another video to explain how to do it. I won't cover it in this video because all the texture files are already provided and you don't need to do any conversion for this project. So I will go ahead and bring the, I need to set up my renderer first. So Shift Tab Arnold. And there are multiple ways you can bring the image node. You could create an Arnold shading node. And after that, you could select the node type as image. And then you would have your image node loaded in. Or you could simply go straight for the node you want if you know what it is called. So if you know it's called image, you can simply type image and bring it in the scene. So we'll go under image attribute and we'll look at the file name. You can click on the arrow and browse, go in texture, bring albedo, and bring your TEX file. In this case, I like to keep all my path relatives. So I will right click, set an expression. As I've showed you before, you can replace this whole section with your project directory code snippets. I will just type it and open my string. And I will replace this with the UDIM. I'm going to open the bracket, the UDIM. So it's going to call all my UV tiles in. So I don't have to type 1001, 1002, 1003. I can bring them all at the same time. And then I will go at the end and I will control enter to run this code. So here it is calling all my UV tiles in the albedo folder. So that's done for this one. I can rename it as albedo. And all these texture files I'm bringing right now, I will be connecting them into a standard surface shader later on. So I will just copy paste this one. Now I remember I had also a specular weight. So we'll rename this specular weight. And under my file name here, I will simply browse, go back, and I'm going to copy this path here. I'd rather go and check and copy because I don't want to make any mistake, and then it's going to error out when I'm going to render. It's going to tell me I cannot locate this file texture, a texture file. So I'd rather just copy paste it like this. Then after that, I am going to bring my subsurface weight. If you would like to collapse your node, you can use these little lines here, but you can also use some shortcuts. Alt-1 to collapse, Alt-2 to display the available parts, or Alt-3 to fully extend. So here I will go back, press space, press F to frame, and I will change that. This is subsurface weight. I will go again in the browse section, go to subsurface weight. So this is depending of what you exported as from your texturing software. So it will be different for each asset. So you might have some subsurface for a character with skin, but you might not have it for another asset. So it's really depending of what you've exported. In this case, we have some subsurface weight that we will be using. So again, I go at the end, Control Enter, run this, and the last one will be for my normals. I will copy, paste this, Control C, Control V, nothing different for copying and pasting. Then I will call this normal, click on Browse, normal, and I will copy paste normal/normal and bring it in my expression. So that's getting updated. And now I have all my texture files all together here. Perfect. So now I need to connect all these texture files to the correct input. So I will bring a standard surface. Again, I'm working with Arnold, so these shaders are renderer specific for Arnold. I will connect this to my base color. You can see under base color here, it is connected to the albedo out. Here, this is a specular weight, so it will be connected not to the specular color, but to the weight of the specular. You can see here that it is connected to the right input, then subsurface. You can see here that nothing is showing. It's because it's collapsed. So you can Alt 3 to fully expand it. Then Alt 1. I can do Alt 1 on all of these guys. So it looks a little more tidy. And under geometry, this is where I am going to find my normal. Technically, it wasn't really collapsed. It was just the output that was collapsed. And I'm going to connect it to normal. And now my standard surface is fully built up. And I will connect it to Dragon Math, Arnold. So let's make sure that this is connected to the right network material, because if you created some more on your interface and you're connecting this input to this output to this wrong input, then it won't, it's going to be difficult when you're going to try to assign it to your model. I might go change my subsurface and promote the subsurface color on the interface, because my dragon, the subsurface, oh, weird noise. The subsurface color will be a little more reddish, as we do usually for the skin. And a little brownish too, perfect. And if you want to promote any parameters to your interface, so you don't need to dive inside your NetworkMaterialCreate every time you would like to modify one of your parameter, you can simply click on the wrench icon, add to material interface. And if you want to get out of this network material, you can simply click on this little house. And here you're going to be able to see that the subsurface color is now promoted on the interface. So if you want to change it, you can simply change it directly from here. So if you want to know the shortcut to get out, it is Control Backspace as well. I wanted to tell you, but I forgot. So you can click on this house to go to root, or Control Backspace and Control Enter to enter the group. Okay, perfect. So now our network material has been created. We will have to assign it to our model. So if you would go and trigger a render from here right now, it wouldn't work because we haven't assigned this dragon mat to the dragon asset. So what we can do to go around this, we'll simply add a material assign node, material assign tab, material assign, and we will go and look at the parameters of that node. And we will drag the dragon mat into the material assign field. And we will drag our dragon into the add statement. And this is the moment of truth. If you've set up everything properly, you should be able to see your material being assigned to your dragon. And if there's any errors, well, this is where our render log will become our best friend, because we'll be able to read what we've set up wrong. So don't worry if there's an error. It's not the end of the world. We can always fix it. So we're going to go and start a live render. Before we do that, if we would like to modify anything while we are doing live rendering, we will also set up the live render updates. Same thing as what we do for the visibility working set column. We will simply shift click at the top of the hierarchy. So all these elements are editable. So while you're doing any live render. So I'll go ahead, trigger live render. If you see that your render line is green, it means that it is still processing and everything is rendering. You can also read the render log to see and track the progress of your render. If there is any errors, it will be written on the side here. So you can go and read exactly what has been erroring out. And if you see that there is no crashes, everything is still green, then it means that it's still processing. One of the error you'll see at the bottom of the log is quite often as Arnold license violation. Do not read the last report. Just scroll up and go read what else is written in your log. You'll get better information of what needs to be changed and what is causing it to error out. So I can see now that my dragon, the material has been assigned properly. That's great. If I would go and change the camera, I will make sure that my live render updates for my camera is also triggered. I can go and change my camera and it will update as I am changing the camera. So this is a cool feature to use. Another thing I can show you is how to use the solo preview, the material soloing mode. So what you can do if you would like to see your albedo, how it's interacting with your model, you can simply click on 1. So you double click on the node, click 1, and you will solo this texture file. You can click on 2 for this one. So you can see how each of your texture files are interacting or composing your final output. And after that, you can just press 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can do that if you have a really complex setup. You can go and debug and make sure that all of your components are reacting or acting on your final result the way you intended to. Okay, so I will now cancel my render. I can cancel all renders or cancel current render. You can Shift X if you had multiple renders running at the same time, or you can press Escape. If you would like to turn off the material soloing mode, you can click on this icon here or just Control 0 as well. It will turn it off. And I can Shift Escape to stop my render. You can see that my line has turned yellow. I can check in my catalog tab and I see that my render is no longer running. So that's it for this tutorial. In the next one, I will go more in detail on how you can do any overrides. And we will also cover how to do a 3-point lighting in a following video as well. So see you next time.